When we think of Kashmir, the first image that comes in our mind is Dal Lake. The beautiful lake surrounded by Zabarwan Mountain, carved wooden houseboats and comfortable shikaras floating on the surface of this beautiful lake. The tourists enjoying the charismatic environment of the Dal Lake.
Sound the music, Mary Poppins. You know that song?
Yes, I do.
Mary Poppins. Julie Andrews. Can I show the sea?
Not today. I'm writing at the moment.
Sorry,
okay,
sorry.
no problem.
You are busy right now.
I'm busy, but thank you.
I'm sorry.
Crores of money spent on the conservation of this world-famous lake. But Dal Lake is not the only lake in Kashmir. There are other big and small lakes around in the Kashmir Valley. Of the lakes, the Walur, the Dal, the Manasbal are the most beautiful owing to the varied scenery given by the mountains which surround them. There was a time when famous Lake of Asia Wular was so beautiful that everyone would find themselves bewitched by its beauty. One was stunned to see its beauty and remain motionless while casting a panoptic view of the entire stretch of the lake. Its charming and serene environs were enough to motivate an individual to enjoy his leisure in the lap of Wular. Historically, Wular Lake was known by the name of Mahapadmasar and Balor by Al-Biruni between 960 AD and 1031 AD, while its name, according to Nilamata Purana, is Mahapadramasaras. The name originated due to the lake giving rise to high leaping waves seen during the afternoons, caused as a result of its vast dimensions and heavy volume of water. This effect was referred to as the Ulola in the Sanskrit language, which means stormy leaping and high-rising waves. Its corrupted form saw its transition as Bolor by Al-Biruni and over centuries corrupted further to Wular or Wular. The origin may also be attributed to a Kashmiri word wul, which means a gap or a fissure, appellation that must have come also during this period.
वुलर झील के बारे में मौरिखीन लिखते हैं कि आज से तकरीबन 4700 साल कबल तक इस झील का कहीं नामो निशान तक नहीं था। किताबों में आया है कि इस जगह पर एक खूबसूरत शहर आबाद था जिसका नाम सिंधमत नगर था, जो पांडवों की राजधानी था। हसन शाह खुयामी वुलर के ज़ुहूर के आने के बारे में अपनी तारीख में लिखते हैं कि जब सुंदर सेन के ज़माने में लोग गुमराह हो गए, हर कोई शख्स खुदाई का दावा करने लगा, उसी शहर का एक शख्स जिसका नाम ननंद गुप्त था, ननंद गुप्त जो जात का कुम्हार था, वो लोगों को इन बुराइयों से रोकने की कोशिशें करने लगा। हसन मजीद लिखता है कि ननंद गुप्त के लिए एक गैबी निदा आई कि वो नजदीकी एक पहाड़ी पर पनाह ले। ननंद गुप्त उस पहाड़ी पे चढ़ जाता है, आधी रात का वक्त होता है, खतरनाक जलजला आता है, सिंधमत का नामो निशान मिट जाता है, दरियाई बहत जो कि दरियाई जहलिम का पुराना नाम है, उस जलजले की वजह से वहां पर पहाड़ का एक टुकड़ा दरियाई बहत में इस तरह आ गया कि दरिया की रवानी रुक गई। जब एक तरफ दरिया की रवानी रुक गई तो दूसरी तरफ जब जमीन जलजले की वजह से फट गई तो सिंधमत नगर के बीच जमीन में एक सुराख पड़ गया। सुराख को कश्मीरी जबान में चूंकि वुल कहते हैं, उस सुराख से उतना पानी निकलना शुरू हो गया कि तमाम कमराज, तो वो पूरा इलाका पानी में डूब गया। तो तारीख गवाह है कि जो वो वुल था جو وہ سوراخ تھا جس کو ہم کشمیری زبان میں وول کہتے ہیں، اسی وول کو آہستہ 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 وولر کے نام سے جانے جانا لگا.
A small island of Zen Lank situated to the northeastern shore of the Wular Lake comprises of remnants dating back to the 15th century. It is known that the Sultan Zain ul Abidin, who once reigned over Jammu and Kashmir, can be accredited for the construction of that artificial Zen Lank island way back in 1444 AD, situated at the heart of the Wular Lake.
ایک دفعہ بادشاہ وولر کی سیر کو نکلے تو جب وہ اشم پہنچے، اشم تک ان دنوں وولر کا کنارہ تھا، وولر کا دائرہ وہاں تک پھیلا ہوا تھا، تو لوگوں نے بادشاہ کو آگے جانے سے روک دیا کیونکہ سپہر کا وقت تھا. انہوں نے بادشاہ سے کہا کہ کسی بھی وقت طوفان آ سکتی ہے، تو کہتے ہیں کہ بادشاہ رات بھر اشم میں ہی رکے. تو اگلے دن لوگوں نے ان سے یہ درخواست کی کہ وولر کے بیچ کسی جگہ ایک ایسا جزیرہ بنایا جائے یا ایسی جگہ بنائی جائے جہاں پر طوفان کے وقت یہ ہانجی لوگ اپنے آپ کو بچا سکتے. تو اسی وقت بادشاہ نے تعمیر کا حکم دے دیا. تو کاریگروں کو بہار اور گجرات سے بلایا گیا. انہوں نے زمین کو وہاں پر ٹیسٹ کیا. غوطہ خوروں نے جب وہاں پر غوطہ لگائے تو انہوں نے وولر کی تہ سے سندھ مت نگر کے زمانے کے چند آثار نکالے. وہ کہتے ہیں کہ وہاں پر پہلے بہت ساری ناؤں کو ڈبو دیا گیا پتھروں کے سمیت. ایک مضبوط تہ کو نکال کر، ایک مضبوط تہ کا پتہ لگا کر وہاں پر بہت ساری ناؤں کو ڈبو دیا گیا اور انہی کی بیس پر پھر یہ زینا لنک کو تعمیر کیا گیا. اس وقت وہاں پر بادشاہ نے اس لنک پر ایک مندر بھی بنوایا تھا اور ایک مسجد بھی بنوائی تھی.
Wular Lake is one of the largest freshwater lakes in Asia. The lake plays a significant role in the hydrography of the Kashmir Valley by acting as a huge absorption basin for flood waters. The processes and functions of the Wular Lake are inextricably linked with the hydrological regimes of River Jhelum. Almost all the lakes located within different altitudinal gradients are directly or indirectly interlinked with the River Jhelum. The impacts within the river system upstream and downstream are bound to have impacts on the overall ecological functioning and socio-economic benefits derived from these wetlands. The lake with its associated wetlands is an important habitat for migratory waterbirds within Central Asian flyway and supports rich biodiversity.
وولر کے بارے میں اگر ڈیفائن کروں گا تو یہ قریب، اگر ہم اس کا سائز دیکھیں گے تو قریب اس وقت جو ہے وہ 16 کلومیٹر کی اس کی لینگتھ ہے، قریب 7.5 کلومیٹر اس کی بریڈتھ ہے. تو یہ آج کا سنیریو ہے، لیکن ایسا ہی پہلے نہیں تھا. 1911 کے ہمارے پاس رپورٹس ہیں جو ٹوپو شیٹس پہ ہمارے پاس اس کے ریکارڈڈ ایویڈنسز ہیں. اس وقت اس کا ایریا قریب 217 اسکوائر کلومیٹر کبھی ہوا کرتا تھا. تو سکڑتے یہ 2007 میں جو ہمارا لیٹسٹ 2007 کی ہماری امیجریز کا ریکارڈ ہے، اس میں اس کا ایریا سکڑ کے قریب 176 اسکوائر کلومیٹر 176 اسکوائر کلومیٹر ہو گیا. لیکن یہ انکلوڈنگ ایسوسیٹڈ مارشز بھی ہے، جو اس کے ساتھ مارشز ہے، ویٹ لینڈز ہیں، یہ سب ملا کے.
Wular Lake is the asset of Kashmir, ecological asset of Kashmir. It's not just that lake has an only local importance; it has international importance.
The Wular Lake, with its large expanse of water, is an important resource for fisheries. Fish from Wular Lake make up a significant part of the diet for many thousands of people living on its shores and elsewhere in the Kashmir Valley. More than 8,000 fishermen earn their livelihood from the lake. Their catch comprises about 60% of the total yield of fish in Kashmir. While all the lakeshore villages harvest vegetation to varying proportions, 13 of the 31 villages engage in capturing fisheries within the lake. Fish licenses need to be obtained from the Fisheries Department for fishing in the lake.
مےٚ گٔے 41 ؤری گاڈٕ ماران وۄلرَس منٛز مگر ییٚتہِ آسہٕ زیادٕ گاڈٕ پنجٲبۍ تہٕ بیٚیہِ آسہٕ دیسی گاڈٕ بیٚیہِ ٲسۍ چِش تَتھ منٛز بیٚیہِ اوس سُہ اُنیُر یَتھ وَنان چھُ اُنیُر بیٚیہِ ٲسۍ تِم رۄپٕٹۍ پَتہٕ چھُ رۄپُٹ وَنان سُہ چھُ غٲبٕے ییٚمہِ وجہ یَتھ آو گاسہٕ وۄلرَس زیادٕ یُس یہِ پالتھیٖن اَسہِ مطلب جہلمہِ منٛز چھُ وَسان اَمی پالتھیٖنن کوٚر اَسہِ وۄلُر خراب.
It did not have only this recreational value, but Waller Lake was of a very, very great significance as far as the economical condition of the people around Waller is concerned. At some stage of time, we used to have 12 species of fish. And by now, there are only 2 major species. The schizocarp, which is also known as, in Kashmir parlance, Kashir Gad, that has completely been vanished because of the pollution level has gone so high that exotic carp was introduced, and that fish has thrived because it thrives on the polluted waters.
As far as Government of India last survey goes, almost 8 to 10,000 people are associated with the fishing in the Wular Lake, and almost 60% of the that fish in the Kashmir is we get it from Wular Lake. And now that is, you don't see Wular Lake fish in the local markets, and the reason is because of the encroachments and lots of siltation out here, we have lost the fish as well.
Several types of fishing gears are traditionally used in the Wular Lake for fish harvesting, the main being cast nets, bag nets, dip nets, multiple head spears and gill nets. However, due to decline in fish productivity, the fishermen have resorted to the use of nylon nets with mesh size of 10 mm and mesh bar of 0.5 mm to catch fish of all sizes. The use of these nets has seriously affected the regenerative capacity of the fish fauna.
Net zal ashe aav Walras manz em kar zyada kharabi vasni pech chu likhit net zal magar su chu golas manz travun chu zal akh asan kanu chu 3 ungul chu 4 ungul chu 5 ungul chu 2 ungul chu at manz chim lagna yet nito tu hot maji sharifas yet slum matlab ye bachkashi gaad che karan ye chivan phasan em kanz phasan ye chhin pat hekan wapas at nere baterik moje tu kokar mur te meris manz chu kokar sanan pat ratas agar tum matlab tresh vesh dum tum hekan dam phut gasit ite pashman garden gasam chu dam phut gasit.
Lake vegetation provides a significant means for augmenting livelihood base of the lakeshore communities. The key species harvested from the lake for economic purposes are Nilumbu, known as Nadru, and Thrapa, known as Singhara, as food, and nymphoids, Khur and Nar, as fodder. During the 1950s, Nilimbu provided an income base to 75 to 80% of the population. However, the availability of Nilimbu has decreased by 56% during the last 50 years, owing to reduction in lake area, siltation, and decline in water quality.
One of the novelties of Kashmir among the various visitors was Nadru, Nilumbium. There is also extinct by now. Another fruit, which is also called in local parlance Ghar, Singada, that was also byproduct of the lake, Waller Lake. Unfortunately, that is also no more.
Willow plantation covering 23.30 square kilometers in the lake area is utilized for supply of fuel wood, mainly to Srinagar, besides its utilization for manufacture of cricket bats. The massive plantations of willows in the lake area have considerably retarded natural water flows due to enhanced siltation in many areas of the lake. This has led to loss of wetland habitat, thereby reducing the benefits provided by the wetland through its natural processes and functions, reduction in biodiversity, loss of feeding areas for water birds.
Some of the faulty programs were taken up by the government, like plantation of willows. And they have planted thousands and thousands of plants in the Waller Lake, further shrinking the water body. The plants absorb water for their survival. That water again is drained from the Waller itself. The catchment area of the total Waller
is not only shrunk only, but it has been deforested.
इसकी जो कैपेसिटी है, वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी, वो धीरे धीरे कम होती गई, क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट में 1950 से पहले एक फायरवुड क्राइसिस हुआ करती थी। लोगों में फायरवुड बहुत कम मिलता था। तो चूंकि ये मार्श एरिया, उसके साथ एसोसिएटेड मार्शेस थे, तो उस वक्त की मैनेजमेंट ने ये सोचा कि अगर हम यहाँ पे फायरवुड क्राइसिस खत्म करने के लिए सिस्टमैटिक मैनर में यहाँ पे विलो उगाए, क्योंकि विलो जो है एक फास्ट ग्रोइंग स्पीसीज होती हैं इस एनवायरनमेंट में, मार्श एनवायरनमेंट में। तो उस वक्त एक बड़े प्लान के तहत फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट ने ये प्लांटेशंस रेज की है, और ये रेज होते होते आज के डेट में प्लांटेशन जो, जैसे मैं विलो की बात कर रहा हूँ, जो अंदर इसके रेज हुए हैं, तो करीब 27 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर एरिया पे इस वक्त प्लांटेशंस रेज किए, जिनको निंगली प्लांटेशंस हम बोलते हैं।
It may be the only case where several lakh trees may need to be cut to save a lake. The Jammu and Kashmir government has planted willow trees in the early 1980s. The concern was to protect the valley from frequent floods emanating from the lake. This, however, has proved counterproductive, and the lake that was once spread over 200 square kilometers area started shrinking due to accumulating tree fossil. Now the authorities have decided to cut close to 20 lakh trees from an approximate area of 74 square kilometers.
All the plants, all the willows which have been planted need to be dug up completely along with the root system. If we make a small mistake by only eradicating the plants, we shall be doing disservice to the state. We have to uproot these plants along the root system, because otherwise there is double the growth, 3 times the growth of the same plant.
Wular Lake Management Authority has basically decided to remove around 2 million trees, that is around 20 lakh willow plantations from the lake, so that they can increase the area of the Wular lakes and increase its water holding capacity.
So it's agar kansi te vano ki deforestation hasa kar is 28 lakh kul se starte amik ma pe environment aspect ka impact, bad impact.
विलो कटिंग के लिए जो हमारा इस वक्त चल रहा है, तो हमारा इसमें साथ साथ हमने एनवायरनमेंट इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट के लिए भी हमने स्टडी अवार्ड की हुई है कश्मीर यूनिवर्सिटी को, कॉड का सेंटर फॉर रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट को हमने ये स्टडी अवार्ड किए, ताकि हमें बताएं क्लियर कट टर्म्स में कि इसके नेगेट्स क्या है और पॉजिटिव इसके क्या है, और एनवायरमेंटली कितना फिजिबल है, क्योंकि ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा करीब 1000 पेड़ जो है 1 हेक्टेयर में है, और करीब 25 लाख पेड़ है, और इसके साथ अब बायोडाइवर्सिटी का वैल्यू भी जुड़ा हुआ है। क्या हम देखते हैं कि इसके, अगर आप देखेंगे कि आज के डेट में 25 लाख पेड़ कहीं पे काटना, तो ये इसका इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट तो होगा ही।
When the water will be there, the aquatic vegetation can basically come there, and invasive species can also basically occur in these areas. So you have to basically monitor all the things. After removal of plantation, there needs to be a continuous monitoring of the lake, so that any undesirable change is identified, and accordingly proper management practices are applied.
Recognizing the importance of the wetland for its biodiversity and socio-economic values, the Wular Lake was designated as a wetland of international importance under Ramsar Convention in 1990. Despite wetland-based livelihoods, particularly tourism being the major sectors of economic growth in the valley, no attempts have been made for the management of Wular with Jhelum Basin into developmental planning. The major thrust has been on the Dal Lake, ignoring Wular, although it is the largest wetland within the Jhelum Basin. The state government has recently constituted Wular and Manasbal Development Authority under the aegis of the Department of Tourism.
Wular is a Ramsar site. Ramsar site क्या है? Ramsar is a place in Iran. तो 1971 में एक इंटरनेशनल कन्वेंशन हुआ था वहाँ पे सारे कंट्रीज बैठ के एक कन्वेंशन लिया था कि ऐसी जगह जिसकी बायोडाइवर्सिटी कंजर्वेशन वैल्यू होगा, तो उन जैसे वेटलैंड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स जिसके होंगे, उन सब जगहों को हम आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे और डिक्लेयर करेंगे.
Migratory birds from all over the world come from, especially from Siberia, come to this part of the world, just because of the climate and the kind of the conducive environment they have in the Vular Lake, to which Ramsar has given in 1990s its status as the Ramsar Convention. So Vular has an importance at international level as well.
The huge amount of silt from various sources is deposited in the lake, leading to reduction in its water holding capacity of Vular, is directly linked to flooding in its peripheral areas. Structural approaches adopted by construction of embankments for flood mitigation has aggravated flooding due to combined effects of siltation and conversion of marshes. The marshes, as elsewhere, were considered as obstacles in the process of development and hence converted for more profitable uses as agriculture. Huge chunks of marshes have been even lately reclaimed for settlements.
जो ड्रेजिंग का हम ले रहे हैं तो इसका हमारा फेज मैनर में है करीब 8 लाख क्यूब ऑफ सिल्ट लेक बेड मटेरियल हम आज के डेट में इसको हम बाहर ले गए हैं करीब 8 लाख क्यूब और हमारा टारगेट है करीब हमारा ये 20 लाख क्यूब का हमारे पास टारगेट है जो हमें यहाँ से हटाना है.
श्रीनगर वो साफ वन ये साथ मतलब युस गामन मन छोट छ श्रीनगरस मज यह सालम जहलमस मज गसान अमे कि गो वलर खराब वन तो पॉलिथीन थो पॉलिथीन हिसाब ये वलरस आव अम कर वारिया शार्ट कोर अम कम
यम साथ बचपनस मज कंपोजिशन ना वलरस पे लेखान ये लेखान 16 मील लंबाई और 12 मील चौड़ाई ये जन कि विकस लबन यह तूत कह वजूहत क्या एनक्रोचमेंट वगैरह हुई सह गवर्नमेंट पान तु वुचित कूता एनक्रोच गोमुत वैसे गवर्नमेंटस नश मुश्किल कथा कह अगर कुन लूकन तल आव कुन तल आव सो अलग कर
Internationally, there's a concept of green filters. So you put in some marshlands which absorb that silt, and then finally that there are like multiple entries of that water, and then that water, that desalinated water, pass on to the Vular. So that could have been one of the measures that state government could have thought of, and by involving international experts and international agencies.
The water quality of Vular has deteriorated drastically due to discharge of high levels of untreated sewage into the wetland. Vular Lake, due to its geomorphological setting, becomes a recipient of the entire wastewater of the basin. Despite a rapid increase in human population, there has been no upgradation of the civic infrastructure, leading to an increasingly higher proportion of waste being dumped into the water bodies. Presently, none of the settlements have been provided with sewage treatment facilities. The result is the discharge of wastewater directly in the water body, leading to water quality deterioration.
There are varied reasons for this denudation and deterioration, and one of the main reasons is that most of the area from the Vular Lake has been converted into agricultural land. Full-fledged agricultural practices are being taken up, crops are being grown. This is one reason. Another reason is encroachment through the human settlement. Lots of buildings have come up, and government is also playing its own part. They are no less than the other people who are not trying to deteriorate the total Vular.
Yet was ab was nem kus bilkul saaf was chun laik was ab. Dikis pevan ye ab tu pan ti us pevan pak with ab chun. Agar pak with chun nem se gasa. Hek insan matlab खराबी गसियत किया जैसे जरासी ज्यादा पहन
सीवेज सु तथी मज गसान बिल्कुल उमर सारे तहसील अथी मज गसान ये दज वज हपरी यह डेग्रेडेबल सबस्टांस यह गर यह सड़ित वड़ित अथी मज अत बन मीज अमुक परवाह कह मगर यह कह चीज नॉन डेग्रेडेबल आइटम पॉलिथीन वगैरह हुई तुम गए अत मज सह प्रॉब्लमेटिक.
By converting Vular Lake into agricultural activities, the total load of agrochemicals, pesticides, weedicides, fungicides, everything is drained back to the Vular Lake. And what has happened, the chemistry of the total water is changed. The water is of alkaline nature. There is accumulation of ammonical nitrogen. There is accumulation of nitrate nitrogen. There is accumulation of chlorides. There is accumulation of calcium. all these things together are making our Waller Lake very vulnerable.
In the current context, effective conservation and management of the Wular Lake is largely dependent on the major measures to be undertaken to coordinate actions at the river basin level. The current information on Wular Lake is fragmentary and of little use for the practical management of the ecosystem. A few scientific studies carried out are more of academic interest, and no attempt has been made to systematically analyze the data for practical implementation. The data collected by various organizations has been for short-term objectives and with limited scope.
मॉनिटरिंग है वो हमने इन जो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एंड रिमोट सेंसिंग है यहाँ पे JNK का उनको दे के रखी है, क्योंकि वो यूजिंग हाई रेजोल्यूशन इमेजरीज वो उस पे जो है इमेजेस से हमें डिटेक्ट करके बता सकते हैं कि आज के डेट में इसमें कितना वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी था और आज के डेट में इस ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कितनी चेंजेस हुई हैं. अगर कहीं पे पेड़ लास्ट साल पिछले साल थे, आज पेड़ नहीं है, तो दोनों को कंपेयर करने के बाद हमें बता सकते हैं. तो इस तरह से वो इमेजेस से सैटेलाइट इमेजरीज यूज करके हाई रेजोल्यूशन इमेजेस यूज करके हमें वो सही चीज बता सकते हैं कि हमारे इंटरवेंशन से क्या इम्पैक्ट हो गया है.
It's not the only responsibility of the government to check these things. It's locals out there. You have to raise the awareness among the locals, and NGOs have a role to play in it. They can go involve stakeholders and tell them what is the importance of lake, how they used to get their livelihood from this Wular Lake. So once you raise that awareness level among them, you know, that involvement comes into them. So that you have to work for.
Encroachments everywhere have killed the spirit of Wular Lake and have really destroyed its area. So the government, the authorities at Helim need to take into consideration, we have been able to save only those lakes, those ecological bodies where encroachments have been removed. So while drafting a plan and encroachments in order to save Wular Lake, any plan, environmental plan, has to sanction good amount of incentives to the local population if anywhere it's encroaching upon the land. And the government of the time, the authorities of the time have to, on the pattern of Europe, on the pattern of Philippines, on the pattern of Karnataka, go very tough against the encroachers of lake.
As my development gets for the purpose of development. Oshikara, Yimsa development is Kath Karancha, such as economic development is Kath. But development you just sustainable development. Use long lasting development eyes, everlasting development eyes. So sign next generation development of time first happen.
Overall, the information collected is grossly inadequate and has not been critically assessed and linked with the defined objectives. There is an urgent need to build up a strong database on ecological, economic, and social aspects to develop bases for sustainable resource management.